that would induce us normal sleep. So, melatonin, if you...
Okay lang po yun, doctor. Okay lang po na uminom.
Yeah, it's okay lang po yun.
Dr. Bernardo, do you have any input on that?
Melatonin is normally produced by the brain in tiny amounts, and it's supposed to be enough for us to go to sleep. But we use it occasionally for sleep onset insomnia, and it should be in very low doses. The best use for melatonin is actually for jet lag. The best evidence has come out for its use more in jet lag than for insomnia.
Okay. So we have one last question before we end our Q&A.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Babe Slim. I'm from an advertising agency. My question is actually for my husband. I'm particularly concerned because he's been working at a BPO company for the last 13 years. I wonder if there are definitive medical repercussions to practicing reverse sleeping habit, meaning he's awake at night, of course, and he sleeps during the day. Are there any consequences, health-wise, to that?
Like we said earlier, each cell in our body follows a clock. Even the cells that make your... There's a specific rhythm for hormones, for other bodily functions. So when you sleep and wake up opposite of the time that these cells are supposed to function, there will be long-term consequences.
If I may add on that, there have been long-term studies on what happens with chronic sleep deprivation. Because it's not only the timing that you could consider. I'm sure that because he has to work opposite the normal wake-sleep cycle, then there's probably a tendency for him not to sleep that well. So we're also dealing with poor quantity of sleep. And there are studies that if you don't sleep well or sleep deprived chronically, then it's linked to several illnesses like hypertension, diabetes, also problem with your cholesterol. And in some patients, it could also be a risk factor for having mood disorders like depression. And not to scare you, of course, you have to look at the other things. But it's associated with that, even with cancer. Also for women, that might also impair their childbearing. So really, the consequences really widespread across all the different systems of the body. That's why for patients who need to work on those conditions, the patient should be vigilant in looking for these illnesses.
Well, to add to that, well, some people have no choice. Work is like that is the work that is offered to you and you have to take it. The key there now, although it is not an ideal setup, is consistency. You stick to your schedule. Even if you have a weekend off and you want to spend the daytime with your family, ideally you will stick to the time that is required for your work. Otherwise, it's like jumping from different time zones and 5 days that you're working and the weekend that you're off. And your body cannot tolerate that shift very well. So that one, aside from having unnatural sleep-wake cycle, will add stress to the body. And that's why it breaks down earlier and you get all these illnesses. So if you are forced in that situation, then the best that you can do is be consistent. Maintain a good lifestyle, be consistent with your sleep and wake. It entails a lot of sacrifice socially, especially for people who have families. But that gives you the best option to stay healthy and stick to that work schedule.
Anything to add? No more? So you see, there's a lot of things that you actually sleep affect.